The snowstorm is expected to hit Parkland, Washington, February 2nd. Oh, breaking news. Over to you, Lila.
Thanks, Kristen. This just in. A movie theater in Colorado has just been attacked by a maniac shooter. During the midnight screening, civilians watching The Dark Knight Rises were surprised when a man with tear gas, grenades, and multiple firearms walked into a theater at the most intense scene. Viewers thought this was part of the performance until James Holmes started shooting. 12 reported dead, 58 wounded.
We have an eyewitness who was in the theater when this happened. Let's hear from you, Chris Ramos.
Oh, so first we were just watching the movie. Super excited for this movie to come out. A big Batman fan. So first we were just watching the movie. Then out of nowhere, from the front screen, like on the right side of the theater, like on the exit, the door opens up and then we see something flying out like towards the crowd. First we thought it was part of the movie, to pump everyone up for the new Batman movie. Smoke was up in the air and we thought it was like, okay, it was probably something like a bat. But then next you notice it explodes. And then from there, we hear like two big, loud, bam, bam, like fireworks. We thought it was part of the movie or probably someone doing a prank. But then from there, I see a guy right next to me, a gentleman sitting right next to me, getting shot. And then that's when I realized that this is not part of the movie. There's a gunman and he's shooting everyone.
The image in her head is stuck in there. And I still have to take it right here. And honestly, I'm never going to forget this night.
Thanks so much for sharing your story, Chris. An increasing amount of people are relating the violence that happens nowadays to the violence that is present in so many media forms. Movies, TV, magazines, video games are the main media forms that display all types of violence. The shooting that happened in Colorado, the viewers thought this man was part of the performance because he was dressed up to look like the Joker.
We are becoming numb to violence. While the causes of youth violence come from many factors and include variables such as poverty, family problems, child abuse, exposure to domestic and community violence, substance abuse, and other psychological disorders. While it's difficult to determine which children who have experienced media violence are at greatest risk, there appears to be a strong correlation between media violence and aggressive behavior among youth.
In 1950, only 10% of homes had TVs. However, 99% of homes nowadays have TVs. Over half of all children have TVs in their rooms. The typical American child will view more than 200,000 acts of violence, including 16,000 murders before age 18. Research has demonstrated that very young children will imitate aggressive acts that they see and then play with their peers like this. Children 4 and younger can't distinguish between fact and fantasy. Also, the heroes in many movies and TV shows are rewarded for killing their victims. These heroes become role models to many of the kids. This can cause some kids who have been victimized when they were younger to may be tempted to use violent means to solve problems.
15% of music videos contain violence.
2 British experts from England's University of Birmingham add to the debate. They said, there is consistent evidence that violent imagery in television, movies, video games, and computer games have substantial short-term effects on thoughts and emotions, said Kevin Brown, PhD. Violent imagery increases aggressive or fearful behavior in young children, especially boys, writes the researchers who work at the University Center for Forensic and Family Psychology.
Ideally, parents should know what their kids are viewing. But in the real world, it can be hard for parents to monitor their children's media habits. With TV, movies, videos, and computer games, many parents don't know what their kids are watching. Computer games are virtual worlds that allow kids to enter real worlds and act like they are killing real people.
Senator Joe Lieberman on Fox News Sunday said, the violence in the entertainment culture, particularly with the extraordinary realism to video games and movies now, does cause vulnerable young men particularly to be more violent.
With technology changing so rapidly, it is easier for anyone to access media. Although TV and movies are censored, we can now hold technology in our pockets, thus allowing anyone to access these different media forms without censorship or parental discretion.
Research done by some scientists says yes, violent media does affect children. One study used MRI technology to take images of children's brains while they watched violent media. These brain map images showed a direct and immediate physical response to viewing violence. When playing a violent game, for example, the parts of the brain that control important functions, like threat detection, were activated in the children. In other words, the brain responds as though the game was real and the user of the game was actually in danger. The brain can then store these fictional threatening events and recall them later, resulting in similar behaviors seen in people experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder.
U.S. Secret Service and Department of Education concluded that more than half of attackers demonstrated interest in violent media, including books, movies, or video games. However, the report said that no particular behavior could be used to produce a profile of a likely shooter.
Video games.
We all know what that leads to.
What? Violence, Joe. Video games lead to violence.
Yes.
This isn't violent. It's a racing game.
It's racing today, Joe. And tomorrow you're curb stomping a 4-year-old.
Just turn it off, Joe.
I'm gonna go for a walk.
No, you are not getting out of this!
You are the most violent person we know, Joe!
We just want you to chill out!
Look at what your anger did now, Joe!
Yeah!
Look at what you did!
You ruined my TV!
Why did you do that, Joe?
You are so selfish!
I can't believe you!
You guys are really scaring me.
This is an intervention, Joe! It's good for you.
I don't know what's going on.
Entertainment culture, particularly, oh my god, particularly,
It's okay.
I hate that word.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
And then I earned like thousands of dollars overnight.
Okay.
Well, we can
Take
just
your part from it.
entertainment culture.
Okay. I'm gonna get a straight face.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Wait, hang
Do that
on.
again. 'Cause,
Okay.
okay.